They show you pictures of Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
and John F. Kennedy, people that Mother Teresa, people that were genuinely good people. I mean, John Kennedy, iffy, but it looks like he was standing up for the people at the end, and they had to blow his brains out. But just that they use these guys that have been, I guess, propped up in society, and then to jump on that, to piggyback on that, and promote an Obama agenda.
Yeah.
Oh man!
But what does it mean to us as a society today that we can clearly see that people are drawn and they have this innate responsibility or draw, whatever you want to call it, to live free. I mean, it's something. It's just something. It's something that's within all of us.
Well, it needs to be in all of us. I think. Hopefully it is. Hopefully more people will step up to the plate and say that I do want to be a free human being, but I think we've been so dumbed down. I don't want to get too depressing, but it's nice to look back on the good times when people did stand up for themselves.
On that subject, before the next bumper comes up, I have to say, I've read the end of the book, and we will win. And there's no question about it. Hands down, it's the bottom line. We're going to win this, period.
Well, I'm not in it to lose it. I'll tell you that. I am in it to win it. And
because look at Star Wars. Look, how did Star Wars end? It ended well. How did Lord of the Rings end? It ended well.
And
Real
the darkest
life
times,
ends well, too.
I hope so. Because
it does, my friend. Trust me.
Well, maybe it is darkest before the dawn. We'll be back after this. ReclaimingTheBlade.com. Go check it out right now. I'm the Infowarrior. All right, we are back with Daniel McNichol, the writer and director of Reclaiming the Blade. Go to ReclaimingTheBlade.com right now. You can get the pre-order. Check out the trailer for the film. Now, you've got other projects in the work you were just talking about with Lucasfilms, and I forget what the second one was.
Well, the Lucasfilm project is actually something I'm developing with New York Jedi. And that's an organization in New York City. One of the main persons behind that is Flynn, who is in Brooklyn. You're from up north, I think, from New York.
Yes.
Well, I'm from Philly, so.
Oh, excellent! I actually
we got to give
a shout out.
We got to give a shout out to the Eastern, Eastern Front.
I miss it. It's a little hot in Texas. I'm not gonna lie.
I was thinking about that before I came on. I was like, no, this guy he's New York. He's got to be sweating down there in Texas.
Oh,
you know what's funny is I actually grew up in Texas.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I was born in Houston, and my father got his graduate, master's or doctorate degree, whatever, in Philadelphia.
It's a cool place out here. I lived right outside of Philly in Jersey for a while in Collingswood, New Jersey, and I love Philadelphia, man. The cheesesteaks there. For people who have never been to Philadelphia and never had Geno's, I feel bad for you. Oh, my God.
It's a great place.
South Street, let's go.
And I've not been to Texas in a while, so I can't speak with any authority. The last time I was in Texas, I think it was maybe 10 years old. So.
Oh, wow.
So I really want to come
back.
Yeah,
Austin's a fun town.
I'd love to come visit Austin. Am I welcome?
Austin's very cool. Yeah,
Can I come visit?
Man. Come visit Austin.
All right.
Man. We'll go out on a weekend. It'll be fun.
Absolutely.
Because weekdays, my life is over. And not that I'm not here on weekends. I am here on weekends too, but at least I'm not doing 3 hours.
I would
of
love
radio.
to come down there. They have South by Southwest, and just a great. It seems like such an awesome place to hang out.
It is a very, very, very cool place. But let's talk about the Lucasfilm project.
Sure.
You said it's going to be like a Jedi training video.
Yeah. Well, right now, it technically, I must say, it really we at this point, we're talking to them about it. So it's not anything that's official at this point. What is official is the KC fighting method that we're doing with the Batman Begins and Dark Knight people, with Christian Bale and Heath Ledger. God rest his soul. But the guys who trained them on those movies and Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise and all those guys, Christian Nolan, who's the director of Batman Begins and Dark Knight, essentially the guys who developed the fight choreography for those movies are friends of mine. We're actually doing a movie on that. So that's very exciting. The Lucasfilm lightsaber thing is something we're definitely going to do, but I can't talk a whole lot about it right now because it's kind of still under development, if you know what I mean.
I gotcha. How's the PR been for this? Because I know how it is putting out a movie. You do a bunch of these different interviews. You have to send out press packets. I mean, how receptive have people been seeing what you've given them?
Mm-hmm. Well, the response to Reclaiming the Blade has been really a shocker to me. I was concerned that it would be too I felt I put too much of my heart on my sleeve, if you know what I mean. You know, I think there's some the dialogue in there. You know, I wrote the dialogue that John Rhys Davies, who was the narrator of the film, that he narrated, and there were parts of it that I thought would be unwelcome. You know, but as it turns out, people are loving it. You know, I mean, they love freedom. They love a story that is about freedom, and that's what Reclaiming the Blade's all about.
Yeah, it is that kind of David versus Goliath story when you decide to stand up for yourself, even though you know there's a difficult path ahead. And just to go forward, you know, not knowing the future, but hoping for the best and really, again, not just hoping for the best, but trying to make the best possible. So everybody loves those kind of inspirational stories. I know I have. I'm a big Rocky fan.
And, you know, I gotta tell you, I mean, I hate to interrupt, but, I mean, I think life will imitate art because ultimately art is imitating life. We will win. I mean, hands down, no questions asked. We will win. And
how much darker do you think it has to get before we win, though? I know it's supposed to be darkest before the dawn, but how much darker could it possibly get?
Well, what you have to ask yourself is not how much darker, but why is it getting darker? The answer to that question is, you know, men need to be tested, and the only way to test the purity of men is the same way you test the purity of metals as a sword. You have to test it by fire. And the only way you can test a pure metal to make sure it's strong enough to go into battle is to, you know, purify it through fire. And that's what a bladesmith is all about. And that's what's neat about the analogy of sword making. And ultimately, we are crafting a great blade. God is crafting a great blade. And that blade will conquer the enemy.
Well, hopefully we will be able to slay the serpent with this great blade.
We will.
Daniel McNichol, all right, my man. I like the enthusiasm. ReclaimingTheBlade.com, thank you so much. We'll be back after this. Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv.